is your joy.
This is 93.7 Citizen FM, Abuja. Time for news on the hour.
Nigeria Labour Congress, NLC, to hold May Day rallies on the streets. NIMED predicts heavy rainfall across Nigeria. Good evening. It's a warm welcome to Citizen FM News at 6. I am Bolawala Makinde. The Nigeria Labour Congress NLC has said that the National May Day celebration in Abuja will be held on the streets to enable Congress deepen its reconnection with the people. General Secretary of the Congress, Mr. Emmanuel Abuja, said this in a statement he signed on Saturday in Abuja. He wondered why the FCT would withdraw the permit for the use of the Eagle Square, where Congress has been using in the past decades for May Day celebrations. The National Association of Resident Doctors, NARD, has given the federal government 2 weeks to implement agreements concerning their demands or face industrial disharmony. The resident doctors made this known in a communique issued Saturday at the end of the extraordinary National Executive Council meeting held in Abeokuta, Ogun State. The meeting, which was held from Thursday, April 27th to Saturday, was predicated upon burning issues affecting the welfare of the doctors and the alarming rate of flight of doctors and other healthcare workers on account of poor remuneration, grossly inadequate funding of the health sector, and the health workers. Increment in the consolidated medical salary structure to the tune of 200% of the current gross salary of doctors, in addition to the new allowances included in the letter written by the association to the Minister of Health, Dr. Osage Ehanire, on July 7, 2022, on the review of CONMES. The Nigerian government has given an assurance that all efforts are on to resolve the crisis resulting from the prevention of over 7,000 people, including Nigerians, crossing the Egyptian border from Sudan. Chairman, Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, Abike Dabiri Erewa, said the Nigerian mission in Egypt was making efforts to secure the students' entry into the country. She added that the Nigerian mission in Egypt has been working tirelessly on this, as the Egyptian authorities are insisting on visas by fellow Africans to transit back to their countries. She appealed to the Egyptian authorities to kindly allow the already traumatized travelers to transit to their final destinations in various countries in Africa.
The condition is actually very traumatic and traumatizing. But the information coming from our ambassador, I spoke with him just a few minutes ago, is the assurance that they have resolved whatever it is. I told them, please allow them pass it, because they're going to be escorted straight to the airport in Aswan, and the plane will pick them up. So the assurance again is that tomorrow morning, hopefully, they would have crossed the border. Now, when they cross the border into Egypt, they still have a 4 hours drive or 4 or 5 hours drive to Aswan International Airport, from which they will be carried back home. Now, an Air Force plane is already on standby to go there and pick them up. But here's the thing. You don't want to go if there's nobody to pick up, because you don't want to go just park in there. So as soon as the clearance is given, we have an Air Force plane that will actually hopefully leave very early tomorrow morning to go there. So that is actually the update, and it's not good news. It's not good news, but the hope is that they will be back anyway. So there are about 7, and there's a scramble, there's chaos. There's a very unpleasant sight at the border, because there are about 7,000 nationals all waiting to cross into Egypt.
Meanwhile, some Nigerians, especially students, have been expressing frustration over their plight en route Egypt from war-torn Sudan. They are complaining about the attitude of the bus drivers who abandoned them midway in an area with the ambience of a desert owing to non-payment of their fees. They lamented that the attitude of the drivers had put them in harm's way and appealed to the authorities to come to their rescue.
Every day they are telling us the buses are coming and we'll be under the sun from 6 o'clock up to 3 o'clock. There's another update today about the evacuation light. One of the students spoke with the DT of the NEMA in Nigeria. They explained the situation, how the embassy executive there are putting their own interest on the money that's supposed to be used to evacuate us from Sudan. All the money that has been sent to Sudan, $400,000, are all wasted. Some they pack some to their pockets and some was like.
Meanwhile, officials of the National Emergency Management Authority has dismissed claims that Nigerian students were stranded in the desert en route Egypt. Special Assistant to the Director General of NEMA, Idris Mohammed, dismissed the students' claims.
By constant communication with the Sudanese embassy, and profiling is a continuous process, of course. There are several students in educational institutions, several locations in Sudan. So it's a very complex situation, but as the information we get from Sudan, we keep feeding this information to the national EOC and keep on updating our records. But for now, we are working with 3,600 Nigerians. I'm in communication with the Nigerian embassy. There is nothing like buses have stopped in the middle of the desert because they have not been paid. There's no report like that.
This year's rainy season and other weather conditions are likely to cause major disruptions in the country, which will affect citizens' health and infrastructure in key sectors. According to a technical committee of experts set up by the federal government, this is due to the severity of the weather and lack of preparedness by relevant agencies. Roads, bridges, and other key infrastructure, as well as communities, may be washed away, while disease and epidemics may break out in many communities. The aviation sector is not left out, as airplanes may skid off runways and cause major catastrophes. The warning is contained in a document prepared by the panel chaired by the National Emergency Management Agency. It also warned that severe flooding would likely wash away farms and lead to destruction of livestock, thus causing severe hunger in the land. In addition, it predicted that severe weather might worsen malaria, cholera, and other waterborne diseases and escalate depression among Nigerians. Governor Yahaya Bello of Kogi State has presented the flag bearer of the APC in the November governorship election, Usman Ododo, to President Muhammadu Buhari at the presidential villa. Governor Bello described Usman Ododo as an astute politician who will guide this state to success.
I have presented for candidate Alhaji Usman Ododo to our President Muhammadu Buhari, and he has given his blessings and admonition to him, myself, and as his party man, to continue to serve our people to the best of our ability. Kogi State is not known for a kind of leadership. Kogi State is known for an inclusive leadership, and a leader that will give way and allow the younger ones to come on board.
Governor of Borno State, Professor Babagana Zulum, has praised the Nigerian Army for fast-tracking, restoring, and enhancing security in communities formerly under the control of Boko Haram insurgents, leading to the safe return of inhabitants. Zulum stated this on Friday at the send-forth dinner organized by the 7th Division in honor of the immediate past GOC and Commander Sector 1 Operation Hadinkai, Major General Waidi Shuaibu. The event was held amid intensified efforts by the state government to relocate internally displaced persons to liberated communities across the state. The governor said apart from addressing the root causes of insurgency, which his administration is piloting, the cordial relationship with the Nigerian army has facilitated the gains recorded in his administration's restoration drive. In foreign news, Sudan's former prime minister has warned that the insecurity in his country could become worse than that in Syria and Libya if fighting is not stopped. Abdallah Hamdok has called on the international community to persuade the Sudanese army chief and the head of the rival Rapid Support Forces to hold peace talks. Speaking at a summit in Kenya, he said if there was no peace settlement, the ramifications could affect the entire region as well as the rest of the world. In sports, Crystal Palace deservedly edged a 7-goal thriller against West Ham to reach the 40-point mark targeted by manager Roy Hodgson and leave the Hammers in relegation trouble. Former England boss Hodgson has led Palace to 4 wins in 6 games since returning as manager last month to almost certainly guide the Eagles, now 11 points clear of the bottom 3, to safety. Kickoff in South London was delayed by 15 minutes because of an issue with the turnstiles, but there was no shortage of action once the match got underway. And now, before we end Citizen FM News at 6, here is another look at our highlights. The Nigeria Labour Congress is to hold May Day rallies on the streets. NIMET predicts heavy rainfall across Nigeria. And that has been Citizen FM News at 6. I am Bolawala Makinde. The news was edited by Lawrence Umwete. To listen to us online, please visit www.citizenfm.ng. Follow us on social media, Facebook at Citizen FM Abuja, Instagram at Citizen FM 937, and Twitter at Citizen FM 937. Good evening.